Welcome to B2B Tech Talk, Beyond the Build, real results with Xvantage, where we dive deep into the future of B2B IT and how innovation fuels success in the channel. I'm Julianne Ribarits, and today we're talking about something at the heart of everything we build, the voice of the customer. In a world where tech is evolving faster than ever, one thing remains constant. Our users know best about what works and what doesn't work. That's why we listen, learn, and act on customer feedback is crucial to the success of the entire Xvantage ecosystem. Joining me today is Malika Sethi, along with Emily Ward, to walk us through how we're capturing user insights, what we're doing with them, and how the voice of our customer is shaping the future of Xvantage. Let's get into it. Malika, let's kick things off with the big picture. Why is the voice of customer so important and critical as a piece of our strategy?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, Julian. Voice of customer is the core of our product strategy and roadmap. It helps us uncover what our customers are going through, the frictions in their customer journey. It helps us understand where the gaps are, and that's what feeds our roadmap. So we're constantly looking back to our customers. We're constantly looking at that voice of customer to really understand what we need to prioritize and build into our roadmap.
That's incredible, and I couldn't agree more. Emily, I wanted to actually kick this over to you because a big part of this podcast is to really lift the hood on what we're doing here at Ingram Micro and the value that we're creating. And I know you have been a big part of gathering the voice of our customer. So I really wanted to ask you, like, what kind of methods do we have right now to get that user feedback?
Great question, Jules. I would say it's a multi-tactic approach, multi-channel, because you want to make sure that you're capturing people's feedback, whether they're on the platform or off the platform. I would say right now, we're heavily focused on partners who are using the platform at Xvantage, that they're hit up with some surveys, but then we want to take it offline, engage with our research team, and then bring them into some interviews or have some focus groups and studies where we get more in-depth personal feedback. So truly, to get the best and rounded results, we have to have a blend of different approaches to make sure we're getting folks on and offline.
No, that's amazing. No, because being able to integrate that into what people are doing on a day to day and get that real time feedback, super, super important. But I think what everyone's going to want to know more about is like, what have we done with that information? So listening is kind of that first step. But now, Malika, what are some of the actual impacts that we're driving with the feedback that we're receiving?
Yeah, so past few months working with Emily and her team, we've been able to distill a lot of this customer feedback that's come to us across the user journey. And what we've done is really gone back and looked into where the key pain points are and where majority of our customers are facing that friction. And some of those areas, we've picked up, we've prioritized, we've improved. One of the key things that came about was, the product discovery. That was an area that our customers did call out where the search experience was not as intuitive. It wasn't helping them find the products that they were looking for. So we've made concentrated efforts to improve that search experience. There's a lot of new filters and enhancements around the filtering that have come about. The overall ranking of search, as well as the logic of how we match products to what our customers are looking for. There's a lot of work that's gone in that area as well, and we'll continue to iterate. I mean, it's not a one and done. We will continue to iterate in those areas, but that's an area of focus that we have spent some time on. Apart from that, the overall platform performance, that is key for our customers, right? Being able to do what they're looking to do in that short period of time. Because they have businesses to run, right? So making sure that our platform performance is at its best, for them to be able to optimize what they're looking to do. And so that's an area that we've invested a lot as well, in terms of page loads and overall, page performances and things like that. So there's a lot of optimization that has gone in that. Outside of that, I mean, there's so many areas that we want to improve on that we're hearing that our customers would, they're constantly giving us new ideas and feedback. So a lot of that is now funneling into our product roadmap. In some of those areas, like the order management, subscription management, those are key. So I'm excited for what's coming. I think our customers would really love the enhancements and improvements that are coming in those areas.
No, those are awesome examples because it really matters, like how users are engaging with Xvantage. us listening to them, taking that feedback, applying it. So it sounds like we've done a lot to really improve the experience. But curious, how is that netting out with results? Like, what are some of the real results that our users are seeing with the changes that you guys have been implementing?
Yeah, so again, great question there, right? Like we are making improvements, but how do we know and measure that we are really creating value for our customers? There's various ways that we, from product standpoint, measure these metrics. One thing that we work very closely with Emily's team is we run a CSAT score. These are called satisfaction scores. It's industry standard on a platform like ours, B2B platform, where we constantly run those satisfaction surveys, the effort scores, to measure how much time and effort does it take for our customers to complete a job, whether it's creating a code or placing an order. So those are ways that we're constantly monitoring and seeing, are we creating that value? Are we reducing that time? We're reducing the effort. And of course, the satisfaction tells us how easy or hard it was for them to sort of complete a certain task and how satisfied they were. So those are some of the mechanisms that we use to track success and measure if we're on the right path. And again, the survey mechanism, it is so quick way for us to kind of hear back from our customers that many times, once we release some features or enhancements or improvements, we can see the results in the next upcoming surveys where our customers will tell us that, oh, we just noticed that, you did this and it's working well for us. So that's another great way for us to hear back. But Emily and team are also putting together, a framework where we are going to go deeper into focus groups and one-on-one sessions with our customers, involving our research teams. And that's another way for us to sort of get feedback and make sure we're tracking on the right path.
That's amazing. And I want to go back to one of the things that you said a little earlier about saving time, because time is money, especially for our customers. So when they are using Xvantage, we want to make sure that it's super smooth and efficient for them because that's their business. So love that you hit on that, and also kind of segued right into the next question I had. And Emily, curious, we've got all these great mechanisms right now to get that feedback, and we're really starting to implement that. But what's next? What does the future for voice of customer look like? What are some of the things that you have planned?
So I think showing what Malika, or what you just talked about, Malika, is what I want to do across the board, right? So Malika is truly embodying what it's like to be a VOC focused product manager. So someone that is living and breathing what the feedback is coming back from our partners, always looking at, okay, what are the customers saying? How do I implement these changes in my roadmap? Because at the end of the day, like you had said, time is money, and also feedback is money. So what we've learned is that for every negative score or drop in scores that we get, there actually is a financial or engagement impact, right? So someone, if if you think about it as a human being, if I'm routinely unhappy with something, I'm not going to come back. So how do we make this DNA across our entire organization? So there's the product team, support team, sales team. So how do we weave in VOC into our DNA so that we're all sort of thinking the same thing across the board on how we want to approach this with our customers? And then the other thing is just making sure that anytime we're asking for feedback, we're closing the loop. Because we want to make sure that anytime we're capturing feedback, you've taken the time to tell us how you're feeling or what your experience is like, is that we've shown you either, we're listening, we're taking your feedback, or we've actually done something to act on that feedback. So I think it's really important. One is that, all of us are speaking the same language, living and breathing VOC, and that anytime someone's giving us feedback, we're closing that loop.
That's amazing. And with that, that's a wrap on today's episode. I'd like to recap with a few key takeaways. First, listening to the customer isn't optional. It's essential to building the solutions that truly work. Second, acting on feedback builds trust and drives results. It's how we turn insights into impact. And third, voice of a customer is a journey, not a one-time event. The more we listen, the smarter we build. Huge thanks to Malika and Emily for being here today to share how Xvantage is making the voice of our customer part of everything we do. If you are a partner who wants to make your voice heard, we're listening. Reach out, engage with the feedback channels, and join our customer council because your insights shape what comes next. Thanks for listening to B2B Tech Talk. beyond the build. See you next time.